Welcome to the 1760 sessions, conversations with leaders building systems that move the needle. I'm Matt Reyes, principal at 1760 Strategic AI. Today, I'm honored to have Judith Pinkerton, founder of Music4Life and the creator of the Music Medicine Protocol, and someone whose work bridges music therapy, neuroscience, and wellness in ways that heal. Judith, thank you so much for being here.
I am so excited to interact with you, Matt. We've already started off with some interesting
Yeah,
switches and conversations and decided we just needed to leap into this podcast so we could
yeah, exactly.
capture our ideas.
Yeah, and I'm really excited for this as well as someone who, has a connection to the music industry. So this is all really, and therapy in general, as it's been something that's really been transformative in my life. So I'm very excited to hear about, learn a lot about what you do and the work that you're doing. Let's kick it off.
Yeah, I just want to insert real quick. I don't think people are aware that there's actually identified a music therapy industry now. So
Really?
8 years ago, 8 years ago, when my investment team said, Judith, you need to start a second company that just distributes all of your intellectual property. I went, okay. And then shopped it all over the country to get investors. And everybody was like, huh? What's that? And there was no identified music therapy industry at the time.
Wow.
Now it's identified as a $4.62 billion industry. So not
Wow.
just music industry, but music therapy industry. And it's projected to double by
Wow.
2030. So
Is it
yeah,
safe to say that you are a pioneer in the space?
um, yeah. I mean, there are many pioneers. There's
Right.
10,000 of us in the United
Yeah.
States. But yeah, I'm pretty cutting edge. I'm always thinking of, what else can be done. And I
Yeah.
just as kind of a historical marker, before I found out about music therapy, I was a professional violinist. I had established a music conservatory. I had a talent agency in Alaska, and then I had this healing experience, like music therapists will have. It's like, what made them decide they wanted to go into this profession. Had this healing experience in a hospital where my music replaced post-surgical high blood pressure medication. And I was like, whoa, how did that happen? I got to find out more about that. Moved from Anchorage down to Las Vegas, Nevada, bumped into a music therapist, went to my first music therapy conference in San Diego, cried throughout the entire thing because I'd finally found my people
Yeah.
35
Wow.
years ago.
Wow.
So what's interesting about the profession, Matt, is that you can stay in the profession your entire life.
Yeah.
Because when we get burned out or with a particular setting, work setting or population, all you got to do is switch it and go to another population or work setting and you're all fired up and ready to go again because we love what we do, right?
Yeah.
As a musician, as a DJ, as, involved in music yourself, there's just something about the ability to influence through
Yes.
music that
Yes.
makes you want to stay and do it more.
Yes. I could not agree more. I'm curious for, I guess let's take one step back because as you said, music therapy was just recognized, in the last, was it 8 years? As an official,
Just like within the last 4 years as
4 years.
an industry.
As an industry. So,
Mhm.
to someone who's never heard about music therapy before, how would you define it? How would you describe it for,
Oh,
listeners?
yes, thank you for that. So, music therapy is about the therapeutic relationship that is developed between the therapist, the music therapist, and the client or
Yes.
patient. And that it involves specific music interventions that involve psychology, neuroscience, behavioral health, physiological ramifications. All of this is put together in a container where the music therapist is trained through a 4-year degree program at the bachelor level. You can also do master's and doctorate in music therapy in more than 80 institutions across the United States. So that your intuition, your knowledge, your experience through practicums is so refined that when you're in any situation, no matter whether it's medical or working with someone with autism or someone with mental health illness, or elderly, there are so many different ways that music is applied. And so it really does require specific training. So when I was a therapeutic musician and having this healing experience just through my violin playing, I really resonate with a lot of musicians out there that just like, oh, I had this heartwarming situation where somebody, really felt my music and it made a difference in their life, and I want to know more, how does that happen, right? Well, so music therapist is used to have that happening every day.
Yeah.
And what's interesting about the experience is that it's usually with the music therapist and the client, or maybe a small group, usually never large groups, because it's meant to be very personalized and specific to the person that you're working with, right? So to do it for larger groups is more challenging, which, by the way, I did figure out how to do because I was taxed to deliver to larger groups. So
Yeah.
it could be another part of our discussion. But as far as a music therapist go, the difference between a therapeutic musician, and there are trainings now for musicians that want to apply music therapeutically, but they're much, much shorter
Yeah.
dives into how do you do this than what the music therapy profession requires. Additionally, you have to do a 6-month full-time internship once you graduate, or not graduate, you have to fit in that 6-month full-time internship in order to graduate
Yeah.
from your institution. So when you audition to get into the music department on your chosen instrument, so for me it's violin, others
Right.
it could be, any other instrument, you then refine and broaden your musician capability to include guitar, piano, and voice beyond your special instrument. And then dive into any of these work settings and populations. So it's an interesting profession to be involved with. And where I'm coming from with, looking at where we're at in this day and age, is that we don't have enough music therapists to address the mental health crisis
Yeah.
that is constant. Every day there's something that comes up about a mental health problem that ignites tragedy
Yeah.
in so many different areas. I mean, it's like we're all of a sudden coming up with like an epidemic of active shooter incidences, and
Yeah.
nobody knew that this particular person was going to do something like that. And I want to suggest that we need to dive into the music they're listening to.
Yeah.
And it is helping to steer and frame mindsets in such a way that nobody knows what was really going to come down, that
Yeah.
would provoke and create these tragic events that are occurring almost every day.
Yeah. No, definitely 100%. What are some, I guess common types of what's the type of profile of someone that would use music therapy? Like what are the common issues that they're dealing with, and why would they choose music therapy over traditional therapy, for example?
For someone that would come to me personally, it's because they're sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Okay.
They've tried everything.
They've tried everything. They've tried traditional therapy. They've tried all of that. And how does, I guess,
That's for
how
me
does this,
personally, and
right?
what I provide as a music therapist. If you get another music therapist on the show, they're going to tell you something extremely different. Okay, so it
Yeah.
really depends on the population, the client, the patient, the work setting
Yeah.
that you are focused on. Because working with autism, I'd say something completely different. If I was
Yeah.
working with somebody in a long-term care facility that is suffering from dementia, then I would be talking a different story, right? So
Yeah.
for my focus, I actually created an app for this. So you can download this app on Google Play and Apple. It's called Key to Be. And so what I help people to discover is how to decode their music listening habits in such a way that you understand that potentially the music that you are preferring is actually keeping you trapped in what I have coined a chronic comfort zone. So in my work with more than 11,000 patients in residential addiction treatment centers, I have discovered that there is entrapment in chronic comfort zones where you're pretty comfortable there and you don't know you're trapped there.
Yeah.
It's chronic. And I've discovered that music listening habits fuel those zones. And it disguises certain moods that would be termed as unsettling moods, like anger, or anxiety or depression, that they interpret those moods differently. And the music that they're pushing play on, and you can understand this, right, in your work, that when you choose music, you're choosing it to support them feeling something.
Yes. Yes.
And so you're very specific about what music you're choosing in order to help them feel something. I'm going to suggest that as you dive into this protocol, that you start understanding the deeper underlying motivations and trajectories that music will steer people. And it could be different for every individual.
Yeah.
So a particular piece of music could make you feel XYZ and another person say it's ABC. And you're both right.
Right. Right.
And so then it's then decoding, okay, so how does that reflect on me? What's going on for me? Yeah, I hear what you're saying and I understand and it's okay. Whatever, you do you, I do me.
Yeah.
What is it about me that I'm responding this way when it could be totally opposite from the way you're responding to the music, right? So this Key to Me music app has you do a quiz. And the quiz reveals your emotional profile with an image. The image is described in your results that reflect what your music listening habits might be, and if you're potentially trapped in a chronic comfort zone.
Wow.
If that is the answer, and there's dozens and dozens and dozens of possible answers that were created out of my experience working with so many clients. So these responses then are also connected to resources that I've created that are DIY tools, do-it-yourself tools, to help create this balance for you. And when you find it difficult to do it yourself, we're actually training mental health providers to provide this. So the app right now in its version 1.0 is the quiz, resources to support the results that you might be reading about where you're at and what to do about that.
Mm-hmm.
Version 2.0 is going to take our patent and really deepen it. There is nothing else like it on planet Earth. I don't know about other planets, but on planet Earth. And so this protocol deepens the ability of music to not only significantly reduce anger, anxiety, depression, sadness, but to build also at the same time greater peace and greater joy.
That's amazing. It's amazing. When did you launch the app? Is it pretty recent, or has it been around for a bit?
It's been out for a year now.
Yep.
So we're in the process of attracting the perfect investors. We've got an investment team that's been working on this for a while, in order to be able to build out the second version. So, the app's going to take like 130,000 total to build it to what we need to have rolled out. So imagine this, Matt. Imagine being able to go into the Key to Me app, and by the way, it's Key, Key,
Yeah.
number 2,
And then me.
and then MEE. So it's not an error.
Yeah.
It is MEE, and it stands for Music Exercising Emotions.
Music exercising emotions.
Right.
Okay.
And it describes your experience. It's all about me, right? Not
Yeah.
you. It's all about me.
Yeah.
So Key to Me, decoding what is that about you.
Yeah.
So the second version of our patent then will enable the user to create their own prescriptive playlist.
Oh, wow. And is that
honoring.
connected to that's your library, I guess your internal library that
No,
you have? Or
we're connecting to a very large platform. So
okay.
we're going to have a very, very large partner.
Wow, okay. And
And
this is a music therapy, specifically a music therapy platform that has like a lot of different music therapy
so,
options, or is it like more just all music?
okay, so the yes, so I am recommending music that we're connecting to this platform.
Yes.
So yeah, so the protocol is very specific
Right,
about what
right.
music. And as you go through this app, I'm not going to detail it here as to how it's actually going to work, but your end result after going through a quiz is going to be able to create this prescriptive playlist. The problem with creating the playlist on your own without support is that you may be putting music in the wrong place and keeping yourself trapped in the chronic comfort zone, which continues to exacerbate anger, anxiety, depression. All of those create violence and suicide.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. Well, I'm really excited to, explore Key to Me in its current form. Is it out on is it
Mhm.
in beta testing, or it's on the App Store?
It's on the App
And
Store.
is it a free to use, or is it
It,
a subscription?
it is free
Amazing.
right now. So, yeah,
Okay.
I encourage everybody to take advantage of what we're offering on Key to Me right now because it is not going to be free probably after the first part of the year. It's going to,
What's the plan for Key to Me in terms of a, I guess, monetization standpoint? Is it going to be different tiers of subscriptions, and then you get
it'll be one tier. So
one
it'll be
tier?
a, yep, 14.99 tier to be able to access your prescriptive playlist that your therapist, if you're involved with a therapist, is going to be able to access as well.
Yeah.
And it also offers a telehealth platform so that you can engage with our trained professionals in order
Yeah.
to get assistance if you're finding it difficult to maneuver through creating your prescriptive playlist. We also have a book for that. So you can go on Amazon right now and order the book called Thriving Through Adversity, prescriptive playlists to reclaim joy, peace, and purpose in life.
Amazing.
So yeah, so I'm the author, obviously. So that is the companion to the Key to Me app. And it's got playlists already in it. It's got dozens of stories, case stories about how this protocol works. It details the protocol in chapter 3. And it includes our curriculum with an overview of it called 6 Habits of Music Medicine for Highly Empowered People. So we have had grant funding and done mental health programs in collaboration with the symphony, training musicians. it's we're doing a lot of pet projects right now to see
Yeah.
exactly how does this work as we seek to engage mental health providers. So I'm going to suggest to you, Matt, that you are a mental health provider.
That I'm a mental health provider. What makes you say that?
It's not just about certified and licensed health professionals. It seems like many of us are being taxed with caring for somebody or providing music for more than one person that impacts mental health. So, our mental health provider target is not just licensed and certified professionals, which, by the way, I've been a continuing education provider for health boards for 35 years. So, I do continuing education programs, but we're broadening it to educators. Teachers are being taxed with doing mental health groups for their students, and they need curriculum in order to support them understanding how to navigate music in a more wellness therapeutic way. So
Hmm.
educators and musicians, because musicians are having this experience, right? And caregivers.
Wow.
So that's who we're targeting. So we have a platform at Thinkific that has 5 levels of trainings, all online, on demand, do it in your pajamas.
That's amazing.
It goes from 4 hours accredited all the way up to 116 CEUs
Wow.
for music therapists. So we have a variety of trainings available for those levels of mental health providers to arm themselves with music in such a way that you can advise differently.
Yeah.
So, for instance, I don't know if you've done this deep dive, but I don't care. Take any active shooter incident
Yeah.
and do a profile. Yeah, we did one recently with my COO. I think it was last month because we had an active shooter incident in a neighborhood close by, and it was horrifying. And so we were able to find out the music that that person was listening to just before all this happened, and have gone
Yeah.
down that rabbit hole of understanding how did that music influence his ability to do something so horrific.
Right.
So I am encouraging everyone to look at, what is the music that people are listening to? How can we have conversations differently with people that will open up very interesting discussions when you are able to bring music into the conversation? And it doesn't matter what the music is. It could be
Right.
music
Right.
that you would never listen to.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
to be trained in such a way that you know how to have a conversation with somebody that completely opens them up into areas that they would never have discussed otherwise.
Yeah.
Music comes in the back door and opens up people to discuss things that you would never have been able to get at just saying, hey, what do you think about this?
No, it sounds really, really exciting and really, revolutionary. Yeah, I'm really excited to see how everything unfolds for Key to Me and everything else. Walk me through, everything else about Music for Life. So, your other products, other things you do in the space. What are the main
Sure.
offerings?
Well, okay, so the Music for Life brand started off with a conversation with somebody that wanted me to get into radio and get syndicated and all this
Right,
several decades ago.
right, right, right.
So we trademarked the brand, so it's a national brand, Music for Life, and there are now 3 organizations that support it because
Oh
of
wow.
the different perspectives. So Music for Life Inc. Was, and I say was because I'm no longer doing in-person facility contracts because I'm so
Yeah,
focused on being an online educator, digital health innovator, all of that.
yeah,
So I've gifted my staff, who now have their own companies, to be tackling all of this without me doing actually in-person contracts with facilities and providing music therapy. So Music for Life Inc. is no longer doing actual contracts with in-person, with me actually being the therapist that goes into a facility and provides music therapy. Instead, it is the holder of all of my intellectual property. Everything that I have produced, there's a couple dozen different products on our website. You can go to the website at music for the number 4 life.com, themusicforlife.com. And we've got all the digital tools on there that you can download and access, in addition to the Key to Me app. So then it was about, okay, so 2019, before COVID launched itself
hmm
in 2020, I was working for a major company nationally, and some things went awry, majorly awry with stock for them, and they ended up closing a huge campus that I was on for 7 years. And in my perennial optimistic viewpoint, I went, okay, this is a sign. I need to completely focus online. And so we built, more sites and all of this in 2019, not knowing that 2020 was going to evolve into being virtual. So Music for Life also started Music for Life Technology Inc., which is the distributor of all of my intellectual property. So that is my main focus. This year, I had an interest. I've been thinking about starting a foundation. I have a lot of experience in nonprofits, and it seems that my focus is always seeking to serve. I do care about the money, but I'll do it just because I love to do it, right?
Right.
And it makes a difference. So you can catch me on a good day saying, yes, I'd be happy to help you out with your podcast. I love to talk about this.
Yeah.
So Music for Life Foundation, I did found on January 16th, and it was interesting because I had a dear friend in Alaska who died. Did not know that she died on the day that I established the foundation. She was very well known and revered in Alaska for her movement and administration in the arts. She and I we kind of grew up together in the Anchorage School District system, music. She was a cellist in my trio with my talent agency. And finding out that I had this, I'm sure you read the signs, you get these inner urgings to do something, right? Well, so that's what happened to me. You need to get this paperwork done now because there's a lot to do to found a foundation, right? So I'm like, all right, I know how to do this. I just need to do it. And then the next day I discovered that I had done all this work on the day that she died.
Oh, wow. That's really sad.
And with her involvement in the arts, so when you go to musicforlifefoundation.org, you'll see my respect in memorializing Helen. So the foundation is really about research and developing and working with marginalized communities. And I'm going to suggest that a marginalized community is about having these difficult conversations that I'm referencing, and how to have a conversation with somebody that's in a marginalized community that brings greater awareness to how music is an influencer. And then what to do about it, how to be aware of it, what to do about it, and how can it shift, change, and transform lives, because that's my experience, is that's what it does.
Oh, that's incredible. Judith, I'm curious, what, you explained the different, businesses, the foundation, the Music for Life Inc., Key to Me. What are the primary revenue drivers? So how do you guys keep the lights on? Is it through selling content? Is it through actual one-on-one therapy service? Is it primarily, online education?
Yeah, it's our training programs. We also have a continuing education platform at Patreon. I don't know if you're aware of Patreon, but we have
of course,
our musicmedicineclub.com is found on Patreon. So you can simply type in musicmedicineclub.com and go to find the Patreon site. And so it's a continuing education site where I do podcasts with specific people, and we're really honed in on how can we elevate how music works medicinally. And we honor all styles. Conversations are not off limits regarding any music. And so it's really interesting. We've gone into race. We've gone into conversations on a variety of levels. And it's always very interesting. So we have the continuing education platform that is at Patreon. We have our trainings that are at Thinkific. All of this is found through our website at musicforlife.com. You can go to all of this just going to that, including the Key to Me app. You can find out more about it.
And are most of your clients individual clients, so consumers, or are there a lot of providers and institutions that you sell to as well?
Yes, so we are building our connections with businesses
Yep.
and individual therapists that have private practices. So yeah, I have a assistance with social media, and just LinkedIn itself, we added thousands of therapists to our fold that are interested in what we do. So yeah, trainings, the Key to Me app soon, as soon as we get it up to the next level, will be a revenue generator, our continuing education platform, our trainings, and then our do-it-yourself tools. We are training people to be facilitators because I can't be the only person doing this. So
Yeah.
you could become a music medicine specialist and you could utilize this curriculum and start training people in it.
Yeah. So you're doing a lot of, I guess, training of, or I guess licensing your work to others to do the training and to do that. That's amazing. How do you primarily acquire new clients or new students? Is it through the website? Is
Referral.
it just the referral? Do you do
Referral.
any ads or any,
We're as
outreach or anything like that?
Yes, as soon as we get version 2.0 done, then
Yeah.
we're really going to be marching quickly and
Yeah.
scaling.
Yeah.
So we've been scaling for years now, but it's also been about getting all the digital tools in place that are really
Yeah.
needed to escalate. So as soon as we get version 2.0 done, so it's not just the quiz, it's the rest of what people
Yeah.
desire, then we'll be ramping up quickly. I've got a lot of marketing that people have come to me about. We
Yeah.
want to do this, and then I'm like, okay, fine. I mean, there's a movie, there's more books, there is so much that people are wanting to do, and I'm like, I have to get this version 2.0
Yeah.
done in
Yeah.
order
Before
to
you can do
go
that.
the next step with all the rest of the story. So yeah, there's more coming down, plus a whole nother
Amazing.
country that wants it.
That's amazing. What tasks and processes for you right now, with Key to Me and the online courses, are current bottlenecks for you? Is it content creation, playlist customization, client onboarding, just actual management of the academy, customer service,
All of it.
all of
All of
it?
it. Yeah. And I have to tell you, I am so grateful. I have Dr. Kevin McCall, who has onboarded as our COO.
Hmm.
Kevin is a retired military officer. He and I have known each other for a couple decades. We met at Nellis Air
Yeah.
Force Base in Las Vegas. And he is amazing. He's also a psychologist. And he is now a trained music medicine clinical specialist. And he just loves all of this. He was instrumental in opening the door for us to do a 2-day training at Shepherd Air Force Base in Texas. And we have a phenomenal report from that
Hmm.
that he is excited about. So he really views, what we do as being an essential tool in anybody's
Hmm.
toolbox in order to navigate life and navigate through adversity.
And how are you guys, I guess, solving for those issues, or what tools and platforms are you guys using to solve for those bottlenecks?
Oh, as far as back end,
Yeah, back end, whether
thinking.
for content
So
creation, client
right,
onboarding, customer support.
we are needing more support in that. So I know that we're going to have a separate discussion related to
Yep.
that. We will have AI driven content once we
Hmm.
start capturing enough from our own private
Yeah.
access through our app. So that will not be a public availability. But that will be something that absolutely drives what we do. So AI is already involved. I utilize it
Yeah.
absolutely, but I'm very careful because I
Yeah,
know
of
that
course.
it can be wrong.
100%. 100%.
I'm always looking at how AI can make my job faster.
Yes.
And that's when I utilize it. It's like, you know what? I don't have time to summarize this article. I need AI to take it and
Yeah.
squeeze it down to 50 words.
That's a
And
great segue into the next questions. So yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. So yeah, other than that specific use case, using something like ChatGPT to summarize an article into 50 words, how else are you using AI
So we also
with
have
work?
a nurse campaign that we're doing right now, and so it is very interesting as we're learning how to navigate doing that. So we have our webmaster. We just got through completely redoing our website, so it launched earlier this year in a completely new design. And as a continuing education provider for Nevada nurses, for instance, the list is 80,000
Wow.
just for Nevada nurses. And as a 35-year continuing education provider for Nevada nurses, we have put together, a landing page that has testimonials and videos and all of this with discounts to the training for them to be able to earn CEUs that they need for relicensing. So we're really going broader into
Hmm.
other professions that I have provided CEUs for in the past, so that we can escalate our presence with a variety of professions offering CEUs through our online trainings.
Oh, that's amazing. If you could automate one piece of your workflow right now with AI, what would that be?
Social media.
Social media. So is that currently all manually done?
Yes.
Is that
Yeah.
something you're
It's a
looking
pain.
yeah, it is time consuming. It's incredibly
Yeah,
time
it
consuming
is.
and
It is. And it's important.
very
It's
important.
so important. And
Yeah.
it's like we are doing so much behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, and it's not completely being captured in social media because we're not effectively doing that. We're so much still in the middle of creating content and creating all of this to ramp it up. That I know
Hmm.
I've got colleagues that are much better at what they're doing with social media. Where I'm like, okay, it looks like I'm not doing anything,
Yeah.
based
Yeah.
upon my social media content.
Yeah. 100%. How do you see AI enhancing, not replacing your therapeutic authenticity and client connection?
You know, it's interesting that I had a past student. Let's go back to Anchorage, Alaska in 1980, I don't know, something. And she says just this year, Judith, are you the person that presented this program at the government employees conference and blah 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 and played the violin? I'm like, yep, that was me. Well, she was taking a current course from a music therapist in Anchorage and remembered the work that I did and found me and decided after immediately doing one of our courses because she was so excited about rediscovering what we were up to now. She went to AI and she said, "Okay, create this prescriptive playlist for me." And then she sent it to me excited about, look what AI did for me. So I'm looking at the list and I'm going, oh no, this is not
No,
good.
not good. Yeah. Yeah.
AI does not have
100%.
this down.
No.
So for unfortunately, just like recently, someone died by suicide, and it involved AI.
Hmm. Yep.
And so this is my concern
Yep.
with music. People may think that AI is giving them the right prescriptive playlist in order to get themselves out of entrapment with
Yep.
unsettledness, and it is not. It
No.
is giving the
No.
wrong music and in the wrong sequence. So there's a mood sequence formula you learn about, and you learn about what music is appropriate in all these genres
Yeah.
or what specialized playlist. So it is very specific
Hmm.
in order for it to work. This
Yeah.
is like applying
Yeah.
music like medicine. So in
Yeah.
medicine, there's formulas, right? In order
Yeah.
for this
Yeah.
medicine to work correctly, it has to be this formula. It's the same thing with the prescriptive playlist. In order for it to
Yeah.
work correctly for you, it has to be this formula and this music. And
100%.
it can change from moment to moment too, because we may be in different moods that require different attacks of music.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, you definitely can't just use any old chat GPT to do this. I think, I guess from my perspective, in order to have anything close to resemble, someone like yourself would need to actually build that model up, put in your frameworks, put in all those things, because AI at the end of the day, generative AI at least, it's a large language model. It's just going to take the data that you give it and make recommendations. It's just synthesizing data. It's not, a magic wand for anything. So,
Right.
it really, it is possible to get there, but you really have to train the model, build the model yourself, and be really hands-on. And that could be something you could look into for Key to Me 2.0, 3.0,
Absolutely.
and
We are mandated, actually, with our investment team. We are mandated to include AI, and so we intend to, but we need to
yeah,
get it to this next level so that we can
exactly. Yeah.
start collecting the information that we require in order to properly involve AI.
Yeah. And I think, in the meantime, I think there's a big use case, especially just operationally to help, streamline, music for life. So things like social media are not fully automated, but
Hmm.
all the manual work is done, everything, all the different steps. So you're
Hmm.
saving time on all these, essential critical pieces of the puzzle, marketing, content creation, finding, new patients, new clients, new, I guess students who want to take courses,
Hmm.
creating new courses, etc. I think, AI could be a really good tool as an assistant to help with
Hmm.
that.
Hmm.
I don't think AI is ever going to fully replace the human intelligence aspect. Like the human intelligence is always going to be, the most important. But I think if leveraged correctly, AI could really help, Music for Life get its message out and
Hmm.
scale out at a much quicker, rate if done correctly. So I think it's really exciting, and I think there's a really interesting use case for AI and your guys' future plans.
Yeah, I am excited about how it will be able to streamline what we do so we can scale faster.
Yeah,
So, yeah, I'm there, and there are so many platforms out there now. I'm like, oh
there's
my
so many. There's
goodness,
almost
you know?
50,000. Yeah. Yeah, it's very overwhelming, and so
Hmm.
it's definitely one of those things where, yeah, it could be very overwhelming to figure out what your ideal, tech stack is exact specifically for what you guys need and what you guys want. So
Yeah, because I don't have time,
yeah,
to figure it out myself. I don't
yeah,
have time. I don't have the interest. My
yeah,
interest is elsewhere. I need
exactly.
just to work.
Yeah, yeah,
So
100%.
I really have to notice how my time is utilized so that I'm
Yeah,
doing what I do best.
100%,
Someone
100%.
else is doing what they do best, and then, it just
Yeah,
works.
yeah,
So yeah, so there's a lot yet to do, a
yep.
lot yet to figure out, a lot that is so quickly coming to the forefront on so many different levels that
Hmm.
to have that savvy IT person that is so connected to the AI portion of it,
Yeah,
is really crucial.
100%, 100%. So I guess somewhat wrapping up, this has been an amazing conversation, Judith. How do you see Music for Life in the next 3 years? What's your ideal vision of, what you want Music Life for Life to be, what it's impacting, what Key to Me version 3 looks like, version 4? What's your ideal vision for it?
Our mission is to change the culture of music creation and music consumption. My ideal is that we are making a difference in addressing and disrupting the mental health crisis.
That's amazing. That's very powerful. It's very powerful. Yeah, I guess before we close, is there anything you want to plug in general for Music for Life? I know Key to Me Version 1 is out on the App Store. It's free for a very limited time. So everyone go check that out. Is there anything else other than, checking
Yeah,
out
so let me
the Music for Life website?
give some hints about discounts,
Yes, please.
right? So if you open up the Key to Me app, download it from Apple or Google Play if you have Android. And you have to sign on because it's a mental health app, right? So you got
Hmm.
to sign on and so on. But the first page of resources, when you open it up, it gives you backlinks that you can only get through the app to our trainings that are 50% off right now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So you
That's
can
big.
go in and go to the link page that describes what the trainings are, so you can discover, which training is the one you're most interested in and meets your budget. Capture that discount code, and then go to it'll give you a link to go to the platform to enroll. And then you can
Amazing.
take the course in, whatever the time slot is that you've got allowed in your life to be able to complete it. And you'll get a certificate. It's actually a certification at 3 different levels that is renewable annually through us with licensing capabilities using Music4Life. So yeah, that's what I encourage you to do is go to the app, start using it, communicate with me. You can do so easily through our website. I am happy to have free consultations in order to help you navigate what would work best for you, or if any questions that you've got about how to utilize something, or to schedule another podcast.
Amazing. Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Judith, for the conversation. This was the 1760 sessions, and this was Judith Pinkerton with Music for Life. Thank you all for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, Matt.